Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. In week 4 of 2025, we had 171 tournaments, with a total of 2,963 players and 9,545 games played. We have even more tournaments than last week, although we have a lot less players and games as the LVO provided so much data. We still have a lot of data for this period, which rounds out the first month of the new meta. Having said that, the Space Marines topped the charts with 37 wins, 114 top 3s, and a weighted pace of 18.3. This is a slight improvement on the 21.3 they got last time. As always, we will cover the individual chapters later on in the Space Marine chapter breakdown. Tyranids have a surprisingly good result with 12 wins, 39 top 3s, and a weighted pace of 13.9. This is a big decrease on the weighted pace of 25 they got last time. I'm not sure quite how they have managed to get double the wins this time out. The Death Guard are in third with 11 wins, 34 top 3s, and a weighted pace of 13.3. This is a huge improvement on the weighted pace of 34.5 they got last week. It'd be interesting to see if they can remain near the top of the charts. The Orcs also have 11 wins with 23 top 3s and a weighted pace of 14.5, which is very similar to their usual score. Guard come next with 10 wins, 31 top 3s, and a weighted pace of 16.9. They are followed by Necrons, who also have 10 wins with 29 top 3s and a weighted pace of 21. Chaos Demons take a slight drop from last week, getting 10 wins, 21 top 3s, and a weighted pace of 14.4. Custodians get 9 wins with 26 top 3s and a weighted pace of 17.2. As usual, they do a lot better at the smaller tournaments, where they got 8 wins. Chaos Space Marines and the Grey Knights both get 8 wins and 20 top 3s, with weighted placings of 18.9 and 12.1 respectively. The Grey Knights especially have a good week, with their third best weighted placing overall. The Gene Cults top the Green Group with 6 wins, 17 top 3s, and a weighted placing of 11.3, which is the second best overall. Thanks to their small player base, they usually get a good weighted placing when they get a few wins. The World Eaters get the same number of wins and top 3s, but a higher weighted placing of 19.3. The Drukhari also get 6 wins with 14 top 3s and a weighted place of 10.3, which is the best overall. Like the G-Steel Cults, they usually do well on the weighted placing due to their small player base. The Imperial Knights get 5 wins with 21 top 3s and a weighted place of 18.4. The Eldari also get 5 wins, but with 13 top 3s and a weighted pace of 21.2. As we know, their Codex is available for pre-order and will be hitting the tabletops very soon. The Legions of Votan get 4 wins with 14 top 3s and a weighted pace of 15.3. The Thousand Sons are the last faction in green, also with 4 wins, but a lot less top 3s with 7, although they have a slightly better weighted placing of 14.5. There are only 4 factions in yellow this week, with 3 to 1 wins. Unfortunately, the Sisters are still struggling greatly, unable to get a win this time around. 22 factions managed at least one top 10 placing, with the Space Marines getting the most top 10s with a massive 371. Necrons are in second with 114 top 10 placings. Tyranids are in third on 93 top 10 placings. The Space Marines are the most played faction with 22.84% of all players taking them. Necrons are the second most popular on 7.08%. Guard are in third on 5.69%. I'm a little surprised the Custodians have dropped down significantly, as they have been the third most popular for the last few weeks. It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen. This week the Gene Stealers topped the charts, just getting out of the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 55.6%. This is a good improvement on the 49% they got last time. The Imperial Knights were in second place this week, just within the zone, with a win rate of 54.7%. They're ahead of Chaos Demons, who have been at the top for the last few weeks. This time they get a win rate of 52.9%, which is still very good, but a fair bit below the 57.3% they got last week. The Custodians are close behind with a win rate of 52.8%. As usual, they do a lot better at the smaller tournaments, where they managed a win rate of 58.7%. The Grey Knights and Tyranids come next, both on a win rate of 52.3%. The Death Guard are the last faction in green, with a win rate of 51.6%, which is very similar to what they did last time. The vast majority of factions are in yellow, with the World Eaters topping the group on 49.9%. The Legions of Votan come next on 49.8%, followed by the Necrons on 49.7%. There is a slight drop to Guard, who have a win rate of 47.7%. The Orcs have a win rate of 47.4%, followed by Space Marines overall, who have 47.2. As always, we will show the win rates for the individual chapters a bit later on in the video. The AdMech come next with a win rate of 46.9%, which is actually a big decrease for them from the 52.1% they got last time. The Tau get a win rate of 46.8, which puts them in the Goldilocks zone for the first time since the balance update. The Drukhari and Chaos Space Marines get a win rate of 46.7%, with the Thousand Sons just getting in the Goldilocks zone with a win rate of 45.5. There are 4 known factions below the zone, with the Eldari seemingly looking forward to their new codex. Chaos Knights get 43%, with Sisters just getting in the yellow group with a 40% win rate. This time the Imperial Agents are in red, with a win rate of 29.4%, although they only have 5 players. Chaos Demons are still at the top of the running total win rates, with an impressive 54.9% after the first month of the new meta. They have just dropped back into the Goldilocks zone after this week's result, however they are still doing very well overall. The Imperial Knights remain in second place with a win rate of 53.3%, which is still a little surprising to me. The Death Guard and the Custodies have a win rate of 51.9%, with the Custodies being carried by their excellent form at the smaller tournaments. The Gene Silicals have moved up the green group with a win rate of 51.2% after their good performance on the weekly win rates. The AdMech are now on a win rate of 50.7%, with the Necrons remaining on a 50.9% win rate. The vast majority of factions are in the Goldilocks zone, with only 2 factions below. The Tau have a win rate of 43.7% for the first month, with the Sisters at the bottom with a win rate of 37.5%. We have a pretty solid pattern for the strongest and weakest armies now, with another data slate still roughly 2 months away on GW's quarterly schedule. We do have new armies on the way very soon, which will certainly change things, whether it be an increase or a decrease for the armies with the new codexes. The Black Templars topped the charts this week with an impressive win rate of 51%. This is a lot better than what they have been doing. They only managed 46.1% last week. The Blood Angels are the first in the yellow group with a win rate of 49.5%, which is very similar to what they got last time. The Unknown Codex chapters come next with a win rate of 48.9%, followed by the Deathwatch, who just get in the Goldilocks zone with a win rate of 45.7%. The Space Wolves get a win rate of 44%, with the Dark Angels at the bottom this week with a win rate of 41%. We have seen the Blood Angels and Black Templars in particular make use of the improved depth of moment in their unique detachments, which may explain why they're so far ahead of the other Divergent chapters. The Codex chapters are doing by far the best under placings, with 24 wins and 148 top 10 placings. The Blood Angels get 5 wins, with the Space Wolves and Dark Angels on 3. The Deathwatch managed 2 wins, and despite getting the best win rate, the Black Templars don't manage to get a win this week. I do think the Space Marines are in a decent position right now. As the LVO showed, they are very competitive in the hands of the very best players, which may get them a nerf later down the line. For now though, I am sure Space Marine players are happy to see the faction do well for a change. We have the first month of the Space Marine running totals, which puts the Deathwatch out in front on a win rate of 50.2%. The Blood Angels are in second on a win rate of 49.1%. The Codex chapters come next on 47.7%, followed by the Black Templars on 46.3%, who have climbed up the rankings after their great week. The Space Wolves are on 45.4%, with the Dark Angels just dropping out of the zone with a win rate of 44.2%. The Dark Angels do seem to be struggling a little bit compared to the other chapters. Chaos Space Marines have a win rate of 47.9%, with the 20 Emperor's Children players on a 48.7% win rate. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.